Hello, my name is Shumaila. In today's class, we are going to learn about rate of reaction and then we will continue towards the order of reaction. So, how we can describe the rate of a reaction? In very simple word, we can say that it's basically tell us the speed of a chemical reaction. Got it? So you can say that rate of a reaction give you the speed, like with how much speed the reactant are converting into the product. Okay, you can measure the rate by measuring the amount of the reactant disappear or amount of the product form in a given time period. Got it? Amount of the reactant disappear or amount of the product form in a given time period. It will give you the rate or it will give you the speed. Now the next thing is in which unit we measure the rate. Most of the time the reactant and product they are in the form of a solution. So for the solution thingy we always use the unit mole per dm cube. Okay, mean the amount of the reactant or concentration of the reactant in mole per dm cube or concentration of the product in mole per dm cube, and the time is usually in the seconds or in the minute. It depend on, okay, you can use either seconds or you can use either minute, depend on the equation. Most of the time we always use the minute unit. So what will be the appropriate unit for the rate? It's going to be mole per dm cube per minute. That's the unit for the rate of the reaction. Now the question is the graph. How you will draw the graph for the rate of the reaction. For the graph thing, for example, you are drawing the graph. You measure the amount of the reactant disappear in the given time period. So you will write down the time on the x-axis and the concentration of the reactant on the y-axis. Amount of the reactant or the concentration of the reactant going to decrease with the passage of the time, and that kind of a graph you will get, and you can easily calculate the rate of a reaction by using a tangent. Got it? For the product, what kind of a graph you will get? Well, for the product thing, you will draw the concentration of the product on the y-axis and time on the x-axis. And the straight line give you an idea about the amount of the product. Remember that for the product, the graph always started from zero because initially you don't have any amount of the product in the reaction mixture. With the passage of the time, it's going to increase, and when the rate become constant, it become parallel to the x-axis. Now the next part, order of the reaction. What is an order of a reaction and why it's different from rate of the reaction? There are different kind of a order of a reaction, but before moving on that part, we need to explain what is an order of a reaction. So different reactant and their concentration affect the rate in a different way. That's the first point. So you have different chemical reaction, reactant, and they have different effect on the speed of the reaction. Question is how we can find out that either the reactant are affecting the speed of the reaction or not. Well, you can measure it only by using the practical thing. You cannot measure it theoretically. We divide the order of the reaction in different types on the basis of the reactant and how they are going to affect the reaction. The first one we are going to discuss is the zero order of a reaction. What is zero order of a reaction? Zero order of a reaction is independent of the concentration of the reactant. It's independent of the concentration reactant. What does it mean? It means that if you change the concentration during the experiment, it's not going to affect the speed of the reaction. It's not going to affect the speed of the reaction. Why is that? It's simple, because the reactant quantity is not affecting the speed. That's why we are calling it the zero order of the reaction. Question is, mathematically, how we can write it down? Well, we write it down like that. For example, let me write down a chemical equation here. So you have A, you have B, and they are going to convert into a product C. You find out that the rate is not affecting by the concentration of A raised to power 0, and it's not affected by the concentration of reactant B raised to power 0. Okay, now you are thinking that what are these square brackets and what are this 0? Well, A and B are the reactant. The power on those square brackets give you an idea about the order. Okay, in this equation, we are saying that if you change the concentration of A, it's not going to affect the speed or affect the rate. Okay, so you increase the quantity of the A during a chemical reaction, or you decrease the quantity of the A, it's not going to affect the rate remain constant. It means that the concentration of A is not affecting the rate. Now let's talk about the B. Either you increase the B or you decrease the quantity of the B or concentration of the B, the rate is not going to change. The speed of the reaction is not going to change. It remain constant. Let's assume if the reaction is going to occur, let's say the change in concentration is 2 mole per dm³ per second. It remains same either you are using a very concentrated A and B or less concentrated solution of A and B. Okay, speed is not going to change. The amount of the product you are getting, its speed remain constant. And at the end, what you will get? You will write down the equation like that. This is A raised to 0. This is B power raised to 0. You will remove the proportional sign. It become equal to K. And you are not going to write down A and B. So the rate constant remains same. It means that the rate constant depend on the rate. Now, the second order. Sorry, not second order, first order. Let's talk about the first order of reaction. Okay, first order of a reaction. Well, in first order of a reaction, let's say we have a chemical equation A plus B. So we have A, we have B. They both are converting into the C. We done the experiment in a lab and we find out that if you increase the concentration of reactant A, the rate become double. Mean you are increasing the concentration of A, like you are doubling the concentration of A. As a result, the rate double. Rate increases twice or rate double. If you increase the concentration of A by 4 times, the rate increases by 4 times. Mean both of them have the linear relationship. Increases by 4 times, and you can find this thing by using the practicals. It means that the rate is directly proportional to the concentration of reactant A raised to power 1. Now let's talk about the second reactant. Okay, you done the experiment in the lab and you find out if you change the concentration of reactant B, the rate is not going to change. It remains same. It means that you are increasing the concentration of B, like just imagine you are doubling the concentration of B. The rate remain constant, rate is not going to change. Either you are doubling the concentration or you are increasing it 4 times, 3 times, 10 times, the rate is not going to change. So what will be our final equation? We will write it down like that. We will say that the rate is proportional to the concentration of reactant A raised to power 1, and it's not proportional to reactant B raised to power 0. Okay. Now, okay. Now the next thing, let's remove the proportional sign. Rate is equal to K raised to power A 1 B power 0. So obviously we are not going to write the B in our final equation. The equation is going to look like K A power 1. That's the equation for the first order of the reaction. Mean if you are increasing the concentration of A, the rate is going to increase by the same rate. If you are doubling the concentration of A, the rate will be double. If you triple the concentration of A, the rate become triple. Same like that. Now we are moving on the second order of a reaction. Let's write it down here. So second order of a reaction. What is that thing? How we can explain it? Let's assume. So let's write down the equation first for the second order. Let's say we have an equation A plus B and they are giving you a product C. You are doing an experiment in the lab and you find out that if you increase the concentration of A by 2 times, the rate increases by 4 times. Okay, like it's 2 power 2, it become 4. If you increase the concentration of A by 3 times, the rate increases time. So we are going to 9 times. Okay, now it's simple. How we are going to write down the equation for this thing? We will say that rate is proportional to the concentration of reactant A raised to power 2. Now, the second reactant, let's assume there are different scenarios to measure the second order of a reaction. For the second reactant, which is B, let's say second reactant is B, and we assume that if we are changing the B concentration, rate remain constant. Rate is not going to change. It means that with respect to B, the order is 0. Mean the B concentration is not affecting the rate. So what will be our final equation? We will write it down like that. A raised to power 2 and B raised to power 0. So overall order of this reaction is going to be 2. Order is going to be 2 plus 0 and it become 2. But there is another scenario in which the order remain 2. But how is it possible? So second scenario. Let's say we have A and B converting into a C. Now, if you increase the concentration of A, like you double the concentration of A, the rate double. Mean A concentration increases by 2 times, the rate increases by the same factor, it increases by 2 times. If you have the second reactant B and you double the concentration of B, the rate increases with the same factor 2 times. So in this case, what will be the final order? Well, how we will write down the rate? we will write down the rate equation. Rate is directly proportional to concentration of A raised to power 1 and concentration of B raised to power 1. What will be the overall order? Well, the overall order, you need to add both the powers 1 plus 1 and it become 2. In this case, the order of the reaction is also 2. Okay, but with respect to reactant A, it's first order. With respect to reactant B, it's first order. But overall order of reaction is 2. So two scenario, either the one of the reactant going to show you the second order, or either both of them are going to show you first order, and when you combine both of them, you will get a second order. Remember the scenario. Got it? Now, what will be the final equation? You will remove the proportional sign and you will say that the rate is equal to K raised to power concentration of A raised to power 1 and concentration of B raised to power 1. That's the final equation. So in today's class, what we have learned, we learned the rate. What is the rate? Let's summarize it. And the order of the reaction. We learned three type of order of a reaction. We learned zero order, we learn first order, and we learn second order. For the zero order, the rate equation is equal to rate constant K. For the first order, the rate is equal to the concentration of a reactant raised to power 1. For the second order, we learned that the rate is equal to K concentration of one reactant raised to power 2 over rate is equal to K concentration of one reactant raised to power 1 and concentration of second reactant raised to power 1. In second order, there are two different scenarios. While for the first order, there is only one scenario, and for the zero order, that's the scenario. Okay. In the next class, we are going to discuss the units, how to find out the unit for zero, first and second order. Now, let's talk about the exam questions. In the exam, like Edexcel exams, what kind of a question they ask during the exam? So, they will ask stuff related to the rate equation. Like you need to find out the rate equation. They give you some data in a table and you need to find out the rate, like or order, like it's first order, second order, third order. You have to prove it. These kind of a question either have 3 or 4 marks, or you need to write down the rate equation for that reactant, and they already give you an idea that is it going to be a first order or second order. You just need to write down the rate equation, and mostly these kind of a questions have only 1 marks. Remember that always careful about explaining the zero order, first order and second order. If you have any questions, you can ask me in the comment. I'm here. Subscribe my channel, Edexcel ED Academy, or just search my website. Thank you. Bye.